How's everybody doing? So good to be back. Big win last weekend at home, and it was great to have Military Appreciation Weekend and also to have Hall of Fame Weekend and have those two, celebrations and to have a victory the way we had, and just really excited about the way our kids played and the way they prepared all week, and you saw the culmination of a really good week of practice. Turn into a solid performance on game day. And so, puts us in good position here in the middle of November as we go into, what's going to be a very challenging road game against a extremely talented Memphis football team coming off of a big home win against ranked SMU this past weekend. We've looked at them on film, and they're exactly, what you expect from a Memphis football team, very talented at the skill positions, good size. I think their offensive front's very athletic. Defensive front's very long, dynamic on special teams. So, it's going to be a challenge going on the road, but I know our kids are really excited about the opportunity. I'm sure that they're going to have a really good week of practice, and the kids will be locked in and ready to go on Saturday, so it should be a good one. Questions?
Coach, is this your first trip to the Liberty Bowl in terms of coaching a team there? And
it is.
Talk about your excitement level a little bit.
Well, it's my first trip to play Memphis at Memphis, but I'm excited for the next game. That's it.
Coach, you guys said the team goals before the season. You're on the verge of accomplishing one of those with one more win. How much do you guys talk about that this week as far as motivating the team to try and get to that accomplishment, to be able to extend the season for post-game? A lot of people are talking about that as fans and the media. What about with you and the team? How much is that being addressed right now?
0. None. We're playing Memphis. That's it.
Coach, how much does confidence affect execution, affect the way practices go? You guys have 2 wins under your belt. I mean, can you see the kind of pep in their step? Does it help? Does it, have to reel them back in at all? Or does it
I think it's appropriate. I think that, and as crazy as it sounds, even the tough losses on the road where we played well at UCF and Houston gave the players confidence. And this is a team that you have a lot of young guys. You have a few old guys. The old guys have not had much success here. And so I think the biggest thing it's given them is and we keep on talking about it each week, they continue to see, things we do well in practice, we're doing well on game day. And it's really, helped us focus in on our preparation. And I see the guys that are playing, the guys that are on the scout teams are very, very focused on each day, trying to have a great day that day, trying to be our scout teams today, they're going to be in meetings. They're going to be focused on how can I give the best look of Memphis that I possibly can. And, our guys are just doing such a great job with the preparation each week. And that's the reason we're playing well on game day. And that playing well on game day motivates them for the next week. So I think I think there's some confidence gained, but I think it's appropriate confidence gain. I don't think this bunch is not overconfident by any means. And I think that's why you go out and play the way you did against a talented Temple team this past weekend. They knew they had to go out and play. They knew they had to prepare and practice throughout the week last week to play that way on game day. And so, and then I think their performance, focuses them in for that preparation the next week. So I think our guys are in a really good place right now.
Watching Memphis this year, obviously Calvin Austin jumps off the tape. And also their tight end, Dykes. Just those 2 guys seem to be a real matchup this year. Just how much of a challenge are they?
Well, they are. I mean, Austin's dynamic. I mean, he's got elite speed. Yardage after the catch. I mean, if you don't get your hands on him, he's gonna run away from you. So, and then Dykes, he's a little bit different than Ryan, but you do equate him a little bit to like Ryan. He's a tight end who has wide receiver skill set. I think 13 and 18 both are really top end receivers also. I mean, I think they're stand up guys around that offensive line and quarterback are very, very talented. And they've all made plays. I mean, you had the freshman wideout come in last week and make a huge catch on fourth down in that SMU game there in the first half. So, they have a lot of guys making a lot of plays. I think the running back who missed last week, Thomas, I would expect him to be back this week. I think he's a really good running back in this conference. I think, there are other backs that are playing, and they're playing several of them are really solid backs. I just think this is a very explosive offense.
I know you mentioned Saturday night that Mason was a little disappointed, but were you guys able to go back and look at that and talk with him and turn that into a teaching moment, turn a negative into a positive?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that disappointment turned into he's ticked off at himself now. I mean, he was excited to get in there. He was, confident going in, and he made a bad play. The great thing is, it didn't kill us, and he's going to learn from it, and he'll be ready that much more the next time he gets in there. So I thought he had a great attitude on Sunday. I'm sure he'll be ready to go today. And, he's a young guy, and it's the thing about that position is you have this big spotlight that shines on you when you play quarterback. And so every little thing gets over-evaluated sometimes. So you make a great play, it's overanalyzed. You have one bad play, it's overanalyzed. So he's got a lot of good ball in front of him, and that's just going to be part of his learning experience.
Over the last 3 great games, it's pretty easy to see the progress the defense has made, especially getting pressure on the quarterback. Talk about the growth of the defense, especially up front, from the start of the season until now.
Well, I think it's a culmination thing. These guys, we said at the beginning of the year, every week they're going to play better because they're going to get that much more experience. And when you're front, there are a bunch of guys that are, for the most part, second-year players. They're still improving week to week. I think that's part of it. I think just the comfort, familiarity, confidence that everybody has in the scheme we're playing, because we're pretty diverse. We're probably as diverse as anybody in the country, as far as the different looks we show and different things we do. But the guys have a lot of confidence in knowing they know their stuff, and they play fast with it. And I just think that allows you to play that much better each week, because you don't have a ton of busts, you don't have a bunch of MAs, and they're playing with a lot of confidence on that side of the football. So I just think it's a kind of a culmination thing. I think probably another piece is the depth we have on that side of the football allows us to stay pretty fresh throughout the game. And I think that is a big reason for some of the success we've had in the second half, over the last month in ball games.
Coach, I was reading they were 5 of 8. Memphis was 5 of 8 on fourth down this week.
Yeah.
How big? Can you talk about the evolution of fourth down and how big that could be on Saturday?
Well, I mean, I think that especially playing a team like SMU, because Coach Dykes, he's a big analytics guy, and the analytics stuff sometimes some of those guys that put that stuff together. It's easy to sit in an office and say, we should go for it on fourth down right here. Well, that guy's job's not on the line. I think there's a lot of variables that go into, when's a good time to take a risk and when's not. We've been very aggressive on fourth down this year, but there are times that I choose to not, go for it on fourth down. There's so many variables. I think that Memphis went into that game last week deciding they were going to be extremely aggressive. They were very aggressive. It worked out for them a lot. Now, the one that they went for it with about a minute and a half to go and didn't get it and gave SMU the ball at midfield. I mean, that was a dicey call right there that could have bit them in the rear end. It didn't. Their defense came through and got the stop. But I think it's something each coach has got to evaluate, and it's a thing where, Donnie and I are on the same page each week when we go into the ball game, and, we talk on second down. After he sends in the second down play call, I tell him kind of what I'm thinking right there. That way, he knows before the third down call whether, he's got a fourth down or not, because those variables are important. I just think it's something that you gotta kind of have a feel for, and you gotta kind of know your team. But the situation is different every single week, and it's different every single game. Certainly, I think that was a big factor in that game last week for Memphis, because they converted some big fourth downs, and their receivers really, a lot of them were, kind of jump balls down the sideline where their receivers made great plays over the SMU DBs, and I think that's, that you have players like that are going to make those plays. That gives you a lot of confidence.
Memphis is a team that's enjoyed great success at home in recent years. What's the approach when you take on a team like that and you're trying to go into their house and try to, shake them up a little bit?
Well, it's tough to win on the road in this league. I mean, we all know that. Especially, Memphis has a great home environment there at the Liberty Bowl. It's going to be a tough venue for us to go and try to get a win there. But we've just got to prepare to play the best that we can. We've got to have great energy on the sidelines from our players that are traveling with us. Got to have great focus. I'm sure that we'll have a good contingency of fans that will make the trip also. And so it's no different than when we went to Marshall or any other road game this year. We just got to have that mentality of what we're going into.
Coach, getting to that time of year where everybody's banged up. I know you guys were without several guys last game. I got to ask about Jaquan, his status, and also with Hatfield. Do you see a scenario where he could be back this week?
We'll see. I mean, I feel pretty optimistic that we'll have some of our guys back this week. So let's see how the week kind of plays out.
Anything else for Coach?
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Coach.